So we're back. This is part 2 of our review of the Pretty Litter cat litter. It's been about a week since we set the boxes up and got the litter up and running. So we originally were trying to do the Pretty Litter in a much smaller box, and as you can see we ended up having some on the floor here, so we decided to take our third box and try it out, and sure enough we were able to get the 2 inches that you're supposed to have. So like, okay, that's gonna work. So there's that guy. And in part 1 of the video series on the Pretty Litter, we had set up the other 2 boxes, and so these were the 2 boxes where we did about 75% of the world's best cat litter, which is what we had been using. That was, no, I'm sorry, other way around. 75% of the Pretty Litter went in both of those, and then we took the other 25% and put the world's best cat litter on top, so that when the cats were first come out and check it out, this was last weekend, you know, they would see on top the litter they're used to, and then underneath, of course, is the Pretty Litter. And so the idea there is, as they start to get used to it, you know, they start to get used to the texture. And of course, we already had the third box up and running, so it's been about a week. It's going very well. You see a little bit there that's kind of brushed off on the floor. That was one of my initial concerns earlier, was that they were going to, in the process of trying to cover up, they were going to kick it all out of the box. That's actually from a couple of days ago. I haven't vacuumed it up yet. I'm still concerned about that, but so far they've been doing pretty well. I typically clean the boxes in the evening. So like this is Saturday afternoon, about 5 o'clock, and so there's still a few more hours before I would clean them tonight. So, you know, we've got a little bit of poop here in the regular one. Our second box, we've got a pea ball right there. Right? And, you know, this is mostly the new litter. It's just that it's blended in. And the idea here is that it's going to be like this until the second subscription comes in, which is still about 3 weeks away. And then when that one comes in, both of these 2 boxes will be cleaned out completely. We'll put the second, you know, the Pretty Litter in this box, and then we'll be 100% Pretty Litter on 2 boxes, and that's it. Normally you would want to run with 3 litter boxes for 2 cats, but if I was going to do that with the Pretty Litter, I'd have to do, because they basically send like 1 6-pound bag per month per cat. So we're going to see how this is going to work out with just 2 litter boxes instead of 3, because the cats have had 3 litter boxes for years and years and years, since we got a second cat. So we'll see how that works. But so far this afternoon, the 2 existing boxes have all of the activity. The Pretty Litter box, there's nothing in here yet, which is kind of unusual because, again, now they may still come out here and use it sometime this evening before I would clean it out tonight. But what I've seen over the course of the week is they've pooped in it a couple of times, and when they did do that, it was pretty easy to get the poop out because the crystals didn't stick to it, which is kind of cool. Because obviously this 6-pound bag is supposed to last you for a full month, because this is a subscription service. So it's nice to be able to get the poop out of there without bringing any of the crystal litter with it. And then when they pee in here, you're supposed to take your scooper and just do like this, you know, vigorously in both directions, you know, to really just basically take that pee ball and just kind of let it blend into the crystal litter to where it just dissolves. And yeah, that's pretty much what's happened. This is after a week's worth of activity, and there's already been 4 or 5 or 6, you know, pea balls that have basically been just kind of absorbed by the crystal, and which is really cool. And yeah, so far it's really turning out to be the litter. You know, this might be the one. I was a little skeptical because it's $42 a month for 2 cats. That's 2 6-pound bags that they send you, but that's shipping included. And it is a subscription, but you can cancel the subscription at any time. And had my initial doubts about it, but so far this it's working out pretty good. This just might end up being the litter. So I think I'm going to do probably one more video on this series about this pretty litter, and I'll probably wait a few weeks or maybe like a month until we get into our second month subscription, and this third box goes away and the second box has been cleaned and it's completely pretty litter, and maybe let them have a week or two, or just kind of I'll get a little bit farther down the road with the pretty litter experiment before I maybe do the third video. But I would say at this point that I'm pretty happy with this litter. So far so good.